What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you guys like, comment, share and subscribe. If you're an OG, welcome back to the channel. You guys already know what we do, all talk, story times and vlogs, and you guys already know why you're already here. So as you guys can read by today's title below, I will be making some sorts of a very different video. Not very different, but like just this one, it comes with a little bit of emotions, because like today I got the confidence on to say, yeah. As you guys can read by today's title below, I will be doing dealing with grief talk. Like I'll be doing like a talk on how to deal with grief or losing people very close to me, my grandmother and my friend, different years as well. So like, yeah, please bear with me guys. I am making this video because why? Because I got the confidence, because it's not my first time shooting this video. I tried on multiple occasions when I wanted to vent, because uh, yeah, I did this on multiple times when I actually wanted to vent on camera, and I did it, and then didn't quite so work out because I got very emotional and vulnerable on the channel, and then I just like started crying, and then I deleted the video. I was like, they can never see me like that, Today it's like, we're really growing up and old and stuff like that. So today it's something that I've actually been struggling for like a while, and I don't really talk about such things, and it's behind that smile is always that person that's just like, what actually behind the cameras, what do we actually go through? Because these are the things that randomly always just pop up in your minds, and one thing about me, like I'm also saying, like I'm talking about grief, but from my perspective, it's like I always don't know. I never knew how to deal with grief, especially at a very young age, Like I've said once before on my social media, if you follow me, that I'll make a video one day on my upbringing as a child, because I feel like our family is starting to grow a little bit on YouTube. And I just want you guys to know like where I'm coming from and why I'm like this type of way, and how I choose not to be like the people that raised me, you know, that time. But yeah, so obviously as you guys can read by today's title, like I just said again, I'll be doing a talking with grief. So yeah, back in 2021, I lost my grandmother, right? Through my dad. Like my dad messaged me, it was like in the AMs and stuff like that. He messaged me, like he called me multiple times and I didn't answer because I was asleep, and then I saw the message and then he told me my grandmother passed. Now, you obviously know, like when somebody passes away, you don't know how to feel. You're basically in disbelief, you don't know how to feel. Especially for children, these are the types of things that traumatizes us, guys. These things traumatize us a lot, cow, and me and my grandmother, she was someone that also raised me, just like small for like a while, but like we never really had that relationship. But she was my grandmother, man, we always had that kapondiki also there, because like she was a good woman, may her soul rest in peace, by the way. So it's like different emotions running, like, so after I found out, obviously it's like different emotions just like running through your mind. You don't know how to feel, you don't know how to, like you're just in shock, man. You're like, nah, it cannot be, man. Like what happened, Obviously I won't be able to disclose what happened because it's very personal and stuff like that. So by that time, that was in 2021, I think I was grade 8, grade 9. I was actually grade 9 that year, and I went through the stages of grief, guys. I was so pissed. Like, I was just so pissed with the fact that I didn't get to see her after so long, because like I've also mentioned, like my upbringing as a child was not the best, and and I didn't really get to see my grandmother as much, because I feel like we could have literally been, the grandchild grandmother type of bond stuff and like that, and I never got to see her for like years, basically. I haven't got to see her for 18, 19, 20, 20. I haven't got to see my grandmother for 3 years, guys. 3 years. And the last thing, I haven't seen that woman for 3 years. And the last thing I heard is that she passes away. And it's like I haven't seen her. All I just saw was a picture like running through my mind when I heard that she passed away. So when I like, I was depressed basically, like in grade 9, and these are the type of things we don't really share. We don't really talk about, and it just hurts, man. You don't even know how to feel, bro. You don't even know how to feel. You just feel like so numb, you know, and it's crazy. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention that I am making the purpose of this video is because I feel like these are the types of things we don't really talk about, and I'm just making this to maybe if someone will maybe relate one day if they really do go through grief, coping mechanisms, and all of those type of stuff. Like, what's your perspective on when what's your coping mechanism when you lose someone or your people very close to your heart. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, like I was just like pissed and stuff like that, and and I didn't really know how to cope with it because you know growing up in black houses, you don't really get to cope with grief like that. They just cry at the funeral, cry at the house and like stuff like nobody actually talks about the aftermath of like what it can actually do to a child. You get so traumatized to the point of like you don't even know anymore basically, and your parents, sometimes you get those type of parents that don't really get those parents that support you throughout the grief. It's just like your grandmother is gone and you don't even know what to do. So you're just like life moves on. So during my time when I didn't know what to do up until something triggered me again. When it actually triggered me like a lot when I lost. Yeah, my bro. I actually did promise myself that I'm not gonna get emotional because this is very unlike me on this channel, guys. I am my sis does not make sure. If oversharing was a person on YouTube, it would definitely be me today. But I don't care because life is short and I like to talk about my problems. Maybe people will relate. But that didn't happen. I like my grandmother's part, I didn't really know how to cope with it. So I was at that time I was just like, life goes on. Up until a huge loss actually came to to what happened in my life basically. To all of me and my friends, to me, my friends, whereby we lost our friend, Ne, may your soul rest in peace, Tapanda. We lost her in our high school years, and that triggered me a lot, uh, just with the fact that I ignored my grandmother's grief just like that, and then this had to come along, and then it's like mentally I wasn't okay, bruh. I wasn't okay, and I didn't even know what to do at the time because it's like let's how I got informed and how this actually triggered me was so I remember one day on the weekend. On the weekend, my friend Kwedma called me, and she calls me like very early in the morning, because like one thing about me, I don't put my phone on don't disturb because what if it's really an emergency and your people really need you? So my friend calls me, my phone is on the charger and stuff like that. She cries and then she's like, she's gone. She's gone. I'm like, who the hell is gone? And I'm like, she's like, Tapanda is gone, Tapanda is gone. I'm like, huh? You've got to be joking. And also, backstory is that when we lost our friend, we were writing examinations at the time, right? So, like, we could see that she's not okay. We could genuinely see that she's not okay. Like, she didn't even walk home. She didn't walk from home to school and then from school to home. She like took care and stuff like that, and she didn't look okay. And she wasn't someone that necessarily like reached out. She was always a strong fighter. She wasn't someone that would talk about her smiles and stuff like that. Not smiles like that, her problems like that. I'm thinking about her smile, that's why I'm saying like that. um um yeah, so she wasn't really somebody that would talk about her problems like that, and I'm kind of pissed at myself because I felt like I didn't really reach out. But I also understood why I didn't reach out, because it was during examination time, and you didn't really get to check up on your friends like that because you were just focused on like studying hard, and you have to pass because you have to go to university the next year, or you have to do AS levels the next year, because matric was not a joke, grade 11 was not a joke. And when I found out the news, I was triggered. I felt like I could have done so better last year, but just like by that news, it really triggered me. It's like how the hell even, she was just here with us last weekend. Hoe is die persoon weg die volgende dag? Like how the hell is the person gone the next day? You know. So yeah, my friend tells me, and I'm like, no, this cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be. I cannot be losing someone close to my heart again. I cannot. So yeah, after she tells me, yo, guys, I got off that phone call and I'm like, this cannot be. I'm literally walking around the house. I'm walking like ik loop op en af en jy voel jy raak mal man. And these are the things I don't really talk about. Jy voel ek loop and I'm like, no, this cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be. I was like, I'm gonna take a bath. It's not gonna be. I'm taking that bath. My bro, heel you snort en trane daar. So there I'm just crying, bruh. Tears and stuff. Come on, tears and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I cried my eyes out basically, guys. I genuinely cried my eyes out, and I was like very much in disbelief. And the purpose of making this video again is just to share my story on how I really dealt with grief, or is still dealing with grief, and how I maybe still get PTSD from these traumatic events. But with further ado, I would like to. My laptop is here once again. As you already know, my laptop is my standby. This thing helps me not forget what to say in my video, because I'm like, Jasmine, talk about this, and then to make the video very short and precise. But like, yeah. So understanding grief. How I understood my grief was my grief was sudden grief, anger, depression. Not really depression, but I would say anger, because I was really mad at the fact that, like, why am I losing the closest people that I actually love, very close to my heart. And it's just like something that I really had to come to terms with, and it's like, people are gone, and that's how I understood my grief. My grief was to understand that these people are never gonna come back. Amy, bro. Yeah, and then my stages of grief was like also just like acceptance. I understood people are gone, and there's basically nothing we can do about it. These people are never gonna come back, and it's like yeah. So my coping strategies was that, like I just also had mentioned, like in my grandmother's lost thing, I didn't really talk about it, but obviously I grew and I got like friends that were there for me, or like, because we all went through it. And my coping strategy was to reach out to my friends, because like every time I felt that type of way and just like missing my people, or like missing my friend, especially my friend, I used to talk about it, and then we could relate about it, and we cry together and stuff like that. And that was my coping strategy. I didn't really have like a coping strategy at the point, because I don't know what to do. I basically don't know what to do. I do not know how to cope with these things. I can't really go see a therapist and stuff like that, because obviously funds and stuff like that. But my coping strategy was to talk to my friends. My coping strategy was to talk to my friends, because every time I talked to them, I felt better than the feeling that just came, the feeling of anger and hurt, and like, yeah, you had to make acceptance with that basically. So yeah. So one of my coping strategies was the fact that, I just had to focus on my examinations that time. That was my form of self-care. My form of self-care at that time was just to what? Just to focus on the examinations. I didn't really get to, and and it hits you very hard, man. It hits you very hard, especially life after school. Yes, that's me, bro. It hits you hard, bro. It's like, yo, we could have literally been out here going on dates and stuff, friend dates and stuff like that, and now the friend group is missing one person that really brought that smile to the friend group. That just because Dabanda, she was someone. She was someone. Like I said, she was someone that wouldn't like talk about her problems, but rather talk about Chikendok Skinner, and just like she was all about gossip and just like fun and dancing and stuff like that. That was the panda, and her smile, bruh. You That child's smile was contagious. I'm not gonna lie, because every time I just say her name, it's like because I have this memory of us in the class, history class, because we used to dodge history class as well together, ne? And then there was this song playing of like what is the song's name? 24 Hours by K Load, ne? And then she was just like like you. And then just like her, she was the one who started the song, and that's the only memory I have of her, you know, because now I'm only left with memories of her. And every time I just think about her, of every time I just think about that song, or like not even that song, every time that song comes on, then I just think about her, you know. She was a great person. She genuinely was. I never really thought in a million years that I would actually lose a friend, guys. And it's just been so on my heart heavy, man. Like the means, man, you know, it bothers you when you don't talk about it, you know, and maybe just by posting this, maybe you guys would also relate, but for me, it's like these things, you know, when I keep pushing it away, it comes back stronger. It genuinely does come back stronger, and you don't even know anymore, you know, so you don't even know anymore, you just have to talk about it. And right now, just the fact that I'm talking to you guys about it, I just feel very much better, way better actually, you know. So yeah, my coping strategies was also just to seek support through family members, and then not really family members because they were not the supportive, not as supportive. My friends were supportive. They were the only ones I had during that time, during my during that stage of us losing our friend, you know. So yeah. You know, and today I'm just gonna talk about my friend basically because I really miss her. I genuinely miss my friends. I'm having one of those days that I'm really miss my friend. I miss her every day. I miss my grandmother every day of my life. And these things, it really never goes away, you know. When I catch this dog, I'm trying to be sad, and this dog is playing me. And I don't even have craft for that dog today, but like, yeah, she was a great person. My grandmother was a great person, you know. To anyone and everybody, everything. I'm joking. To anyone, maybe with dealing with grief, or don't know how to, or who does not know how to deal with grief, nah, just comment down below or something like that. Or to anyone who's maybe going through grief or something in particular, I would like to let you know that you're not alone. Basically, you're not in this alone. You'll have to come to terms with the fact that you'll only be left with memories of this particular person or like people. And at the end of the day, it's out of our control. You know, God knows why He takes people out of our lives. You know, He knows why He took that specific person out of your life. Maybe for us to be stronger, maybe to understand His will. And people, we might be mad sometimes at the fact that God's will actually does really, it breaks us a lot, you know. It maak you net baie hartseer, man, you know. It's there to build character, if I'm not, you know. Yeah, I think it's maybe there to build character, to just to know that people come and go. People come in our lives to teach us lessons, basically. And yeah, we can never really judge God's judgment, basically, because He knows why He does what He does, basically. So yeah, I feel very better. You know, this was my coping mechanism with you guys today, talking about how I feel. So I would like to be 100% with you guys. You know, yeah. Although I feel like it might not have been helpful, although I told you guys I do not know how to deal with grief. I still don't know how to deal with grief. It's like a feeling, it comes out of nowhere, and I get mental breakdowns out of nowhere, and it triggers my mental health a lot. If you know me, I'm very sensitive when it comes to sensitive things, like especially family things and friends things. That's why one thing about me, if you know me, I like to talk what's on my mind, because I do not like sugarcoating things. I will talk things on my mind. Because sugarcoating things is like, that's not who I am, you know. So yeah. But yeah, the purpose of this video was just like, ugh, you know. But I feel better, you know. I feel better that I've gotten to talk about how I've been feeling for the longest, because I did film this video once and then it didn't turn out good. But today I reflected, you know, and yeah. Also, can I just mention of like how we celebrated my friend of my friend? We celebrated her. This girl loved Black Label, you know. She was Zamalek's bus, you know. We loved her. Yeah. So how we celebrated her was like we attended like her memorial service thingy. Then we went to the beach. We bought Black Labels, guys. I do not drink Black Label. That was like my first. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was my first proper time. That was like my second time. My third second. That was like my third good time. Maybe drinking like Black Label to celebrate it, because that girl loves Black Label. So we went to the beach to celebrate my friend's just like celebrating her life, you know, and just like we should really cherish each other at the end of the day, you know. We should be there for one another, because death death is always knocking on our door. And it's scary if you think about it, to just like, especially with the fact now that we're living in end times, you know. It's like everything happening in the Bible is everything that the Bible is saying is basically happening now, you know. And it's just that death doesn't wait for you. Death will come. And you know what my friend's death has taught me is that we should really be there for one another through our thick and thins, you know. We should really be there for one another. We should just love and cherish each other, guys. We should just be there for one another, you know. It's like life is so short, and sometimes people take life so for granted, you know. People take life so serious. But the main aim of life is just to get to know God and to actually enjoy life with God, you know. I actually never told myself that. Now that I'm just thinking about it, it's like, damn. I really needed to hear that from myself to myself today. Yeah. So if you're watching this, tell your friend that you love them, because sometimes my friend and I, we have love-hate relationships. Like the way we talk now is like on Salprata, but like there's always love. You know, there's very deep love in our friend groups and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, love your friends, guys. Tell them you love them. Tell your family members you love them. Tonight might be the last day, tomorrow might be the last day, next week, next month, this last year might be the last day to be with them, you know. And it's scary if you think about it. We're really out here taking life for granted. And life is already tough than it already is. Life is already tough than it already is, guys. It's hectic, bro. Oh, I'm contemplating if I'm going to put this video on social media, because I do not show how weak I am. But I'm joking, it's not how weak I am, it's how vulnerable. Phases it's phases we humans go through, you know. Yes, yeah. So yeah. Guys, I think that will be the end of today's video. I don't really know what this was basically just me venting, man. You know. So yeah, if you guys maybe have any tips on how to deal with grief, or maybe if you're going through the same as what I'm going through, you know, DM me, we could talk about it, you know. And then yeah. Death is scary. Shame. Yo, guys. Guys, that will be basically it for me today. I don't know if I really want to post this video, but I think I might post the video, because I don't know, like, I don't know. But yeah, guys, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video, hopefully in a better mood, because I've been in my feelings these days. Might take a break or something like that, but I can't take a break. I was just venting. I'm just joking. But yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.
Like, share, and subscribe to Cleopatra.